not a fan. I think they're very reliant on both their supports getting level 6. Like, until they get the sleep, the static storm, they're going to be struggling in the laning stage.
And I think that the flip side of that too is that if you struggle in the laning stage with a very team fight heavy, cooldown oriented lineup, it's easy to just get rolled over, just start hemorrhaging towers around 12 minutes.
EG.Suma1L's here, I mean, saving his pick for last, really highlighting the fact that he has repositioned the quote-unquote typical offlaner. Pugna.
Yeah, the Pugna. Again, just tempo, tempo, tempo.
Yeah, this is a game to do folks. If they can do all this pushing before they have Disruptor ulti or Beastmaster, Brewmaster, Blink Dagger, it's very easy for them. And if they can snowball that into Radiance, then it should be Lifestealer having really...
You'll make it sound very scary for VGJ.
EG has said with this draft, we think we're the better team and we're going to try and run you off the map, period.
But in terms of like just the individual players like Suma1L or TZ, these are great mechanical players. Like you've got Lifestealer against like an 1v1 theoretically. You can have Rubik helping topping. You can aggro Tryon. There's so much flexibility with what EG can do because their laning matchups are really good. Yeah. Viper versus Brew, that's kind of an even lane. Then Lifestealer versus fine for Lifestealer. So good luck playing Terrorblade this game.
Laning stage. Let's see if VGJ Thunder can get through that unscratched. It is over to Capitalist and Blitz for game 1.
Remaining.
At the start of this tournament, there were 2 teams that would have stood out to you. Evil Geniuses and VGJ Thunder. And here, at the end of the tournament, in the grand finals, these 2 up-and-coming teams are here to establish themselves as Tier 1 and be the first of them to be able to take their win in a Dota Pro circuit, failing so many times in the finals before. Evil Geniuses, of course, having gone the run so many times, they've had a storied history and so many TIs at so many different majors as well, but they haven't managed to take TI, and here at this season, they haven't managed to win a tournament either, at least when it comes to securing those DPC points. VGJ Thunder, in the meanwhile, they've placed second multiple times. In fact, the whole VG Gaming organization has done so as well. So you couldn't ask for a better finals, and that's why Indonesia,
prepare for battle.
Jakarta. I've listened to so many people ask me, what are the fans like here? Are we gonna get another minors in Indonesia? Are we gonna get a major? Indonesia, make some noise for your grand finals here. You gotta love it, Blitz.
The immediate pause.
I know. What an anticlimactic way to hype up this series.
It happens. What can you do?
And this is the game that we love. Well, Evil Geniuses, VGJ Thunder, you heard the panel. Seems like before we actually saw the draft at all, Evil Geniuses, the analysts at least, were leaning a bit towards EG. Did you feel the same way going into the series?
I think it's a fairly even draft with... It's very clear-cut. One team wants to play the early game. EG will not contend in the late game with this lineup against this Terrorblade. And so they have to take advantage of things early. I was a big fan of the Pugna pick, trying to tie everything together, because I realized oftentimes it's EG that push things towards a later game because of the type of cores they have. But in this game, they understand we have to end it early. VG is a little bit greedy. Let's take advantage of that.
We're going to start off with what could be some early action here. Evil Genius is going for an aggressive smoke out. Want to get that vision on the high ground, but VGJ, they're already sitting inside that Radiant jungle and might just snag themselves a first blood. If EG stumble up, VGJ are going to give up on it. We're going to have no early first blood in this opening game. Best of 3.
You see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that all the lanes are as they predicted. You want to make sure that Freeze is going to go there, so there's no shenanigans. Make it as easy for yourselves as possible. Like, that was a scouting smoke more than it was trying to get a kill.
So you're feeling good about Evil Geniuses' current laning phase matchup, having the Viper in their safe lane, Lifestealer matched up in the mid lane?
I think they were hoping that it was going to be a Brew mid. But it's going to be the Omni.
And immediately they start switching up. Lifestealer starts heading to that bottom lane.
Yeah, they want to make sure that the
Brew
Brew
position
is against the Lifestealer. But because of this switch, they're going to be able to get the pull off.
And now Misery's actually got to get in front of that creep wave. Try not to let it go into the tower. Has to pick up Fade Bolt just to be able to grab the creep wave here and pull it towards Arteezy. already missing out a little bit of CS. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have Sumail and Crit. Combining forces here for another aggro dual lane. Probably the most aggressive lane that you're going to be seeing for Sumail. This is going to be some active battling that we're going to have from Evil Geniuses.
The book on Disruptor is try to aggro him as much as you can. He's a very single target focused hero that needs a lot of levels. If you can aggro, deny him a lot of that experience early on so you don't just allow him to pull and let the Naga roam free, you're going to have a much better time.
Sumail is ignoring the Terror Blade as he starts going to the side shot. Fade wants to be able to cut through these trees and go for this kill. With the Riptide already on him, the physical damage is going to do a lot. They've got vision on him as well, and Sumail is not going to escape his doom. That's going to be your first blood.
Easy pickup. But he is just going to run back up here. Now the Naga has no regen. Going to go for the TP.
He will successfully get out. Our panel, they stated, look, you got to shut down Sumail some more. You got to ignore fear. He's a trap. Don't try and focus on him in the laning phase, and it seems like already this defensive tri-lane for VGJ Thunder is off to a good start.
RTZ going to pop the Rage. The thing about the new offlane, though, is you don't really care if you die in those positions. It's about trading out regen as effectively as possible. I think Sumail held onto a salve. The Naga's out of regen. It's going to force her back, and that's what creates space for you as an offlaner.
They're also hoping to be able to shut down Sylar's farm as the Terror Blade. He's currently 8-0 right now, so not slowing down one bit.
This is not the effect that they thought they'd have in this dual offlane. The Terror Blade doesn't look too bothered by it.
They're going to surround Sumail here, manage to slow him down with a reflection, manage to get the kinetic field out as well. Decrepify by Sumail, a little bit of time here, but he's still going to be run down. Brambles go out and does stop VGJ Thunder. In fact, DDC in big time trouble. He's trapped in the trees. The creeps, Evil Geniuses, the 6th man on the field, is their own creeps, and they manage to even up the score because of it.
Yeah, and a double damager in his misery. Goes at bottom, starts with the lift, pulls him back, but Freeze immediately going to go for the TP. Perfectly safe with that. That's
yeah,
down there. One more hit.
Healing salve, and
he still takes
the
out.
poison is just barely enough.
And Fear with the first blood. Oftentimes we see this guy kind of just get sacked. Not expecting a lot, but does manage to pick up the solo first blood.
Now that the Metamorphosis is down, Crit and Sumail get back on the offensive here in this top lane.
Still, they've secured a lot of farm for themselves. All 3 lanes doing perfectly fine for VGJ.
And Fade actually reading this. Look at this. Fear is actually low enough. If they get on top of him and get a Purification as well as a Riptide, they might.
Yeah, they want to dive here.
He's got a double creep wave. It's pushing into him. That is a perfect time to be able to go for this dive. Fade gets the Riptide on him. Now the ensnare. Yang is going to lay that Purification down. Fear has a little bit of HP, but they still find him inside the trees. They'll bring him low. That is a creep wave he entirely misses out on. What a great rotation from VGJ Thunder.
That was so smart by VGJ. They also glyphed their own creeps, so they always had that barrier.
Yeah.
Made it very difficult for Fear to get out of that situation.
Uh-oh, Misery. Now he's going to be caught by Fade as well. 4-minute rune. Misery's going to have to toss him back here to secure himself the bounty. But Fade is going to find himself a well-timed haste rune. What does he plan to do with this?
Cut to the quick.
I don't think he goes bottom.
Takes it up now. He's going to run into Fear. Or, excuse me, Misery. And he does have a TP out. Fade could just hold on to the ensnare now. Misery's going to have to go for some sort of deny on the neutral creeps. I don't think he's going to be able to juke this one out long enough. Fateful buys him a little bit more time and tossing the low ground. That is a great play. That buys him the space he needs to be able to TP out.
If he actually doesn't hug that edge, he probably gets that kill.
Yeah, certainly.
And in this top lane, Sumail getting really
Look
aggressive.
at him. He's just running at DDC. He has a bunch of magic wand charges, so he could pop those if he feels like he can go for a kill.
Mainly because they know that the Naga's in that bottom area. Not the lane that Fade necessarily wants to play in. The Lifestealer being a nearly impossible kill.
You think maybe he goes back up to the top lane now that Metamorphosis, speaking of which, Sylar is going to be gone on here. The Brambles is going to be able to snag him here. Follow-up stun, magic wand, buys some time. And now potentially the turnaround. They pop the Metamorphosis. Misery's here, and they manage to get the pop on him. DDC, he's the next target. All of Evil Geniuses look to be able to run him down into the trees underneath the tower, and Nether Blast will finish him off. A double kill for Sumail. 4-2 now for Evil Geniuses.
They did not expect that rotation from Misery.
Yang in a bit of trouble here. Pops a repel. Will just run out. He does have a 5-minute shrine to work off of.
Early kills going the way of VG. Farm is still fine for VGJ though. Nothing to panic about quite yet. But they want to secure this Terrablade's farm. They don't want to get run over in the early game, even though they do have that late game advantage. Playing against a Pugna, he's going to take all your outer towers. You have to make sure that you get out of this laning phase without too much damage.
Loaded to the gills.
Get up both the bounty runes, and oh, what a nice guy, Yang. Both gives him some bottle charges as well as a heal, so Freeze doesn't have to go back to base. He can continue to try and contest RTZ's DS. RTZ is still top of the board right now, 31 and 15, despite some of the missed percentage chance coming out from that.
Freeze. Trading hits right now.
Wants to make sure that RTZ isn't allowed to constantly bully him out.
It's getting aggressive though.
Dire's top
Naga
tower
Siren's coming
is
over
under
with
attack.
DDC. I'm not sure how they can actually kill RTZ though. He doesn't have Infest, but he does have a Rage up. They're going to try and go for the kill. See if they can force out the Rage and get an ensnare on him, but RTZ smartly holds on to it.
That is optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you set up on that kill. It just feels like they don't know where to play. They can't really protect this top area.
Yeah, with their top tower going down, they felt like they had to do something.
Yeah, look how fast Sumel's playing. He knows the regen's up here. He's going to pick it up. They're going to assault the mid tower next. Deny as much room as possible on this Terrorblade. Force him to jungle early on. And as long as you just leave RTZ down there at bottom.
Oh, he's actually circling around. He's going to be able to find Sylar here. Sylar is level 5, so he doesn't have a Thunder, but
he doesn't have a TP either.
he's super fast. Prepify is going to slow him down a bit. But
He wants Fear to
Sumail-
connect.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be coming over, but so is Yang. Yang does have the purification just in case. Nether Blast is going to miss. They're going to go for the strike onto Omni Knight, trying to get that kill set.
But Misery's
They
here.
still want to be able to focus on Sylar. Body block by Misery. Holds him in to Prepify and blast again. Sumail claims another kill. This time it's Sylar who falls low. VGJ Thunder, they wanted so badly to secure his farm, and it was going okay for the first 5 minutes, but now, as Evil Geniuses start taking towers and mounting up the pressure, it's beginning to look a little worse.
Yeah, Yang forced into a position where he doesn't really have a game. There's nothing to counter TP to. They've lost that top tower, which was very important for them. Their TB can't really farm in that jungle area by himself anymore. The 3-man roam squad, a little bit too strong from EG. I'd imagine that either you take the top tier 2 or you just immediately transition into the mid tower and further put pressure. And it's going to be this top push as
Naga
Sumail
Siren in
opens up.
trouble. Sumail, oh, misses out on the blast. That's actually going to be dodged out by Fate. Doesn't dodge the Brambles though, so he's going to be double stunned up, brought down to half HP, turns around for the ensnare, but a Bramble snags up Freeze. He is going to close the distance with Sumail, slowing him down. DDC does have a glimpse if necessary as well. In fact, they're going to pop the Brewmaster ultimate just to make sure that Sumail does indeed die and he doesn't get the chance for some sort of rebuttal kill. And that is a kill streak as well, so well worth the ultimate.
That was a commitment though that leaves RTZ hitting that bottom tower, forces Yang over, continues to just be the front liner, but this is just a lot of misdirection as EG gonna go for this mid tower now. Pugna TPing in. They're getting aggressive everywhere right now.
DDC wisely going to use his Thunder Strike to at least pull the creeps off the tower. See if he can ease this pressure a bit, but Evil Geniuses are not to be stopped here.
VG need to rotate more heroes right now. This is not a tower you want to give up this early on.
Freeze by himself, he can't do it. In fact, he's going to be caught by the telekinesis. Yeah, the rest of Evil Geniuses were not in a position, though, to follow up that disable. So it is going to be a mid-tier 1 tower down by 10 minutes.
Dire's middle tower
I
has
think Yang now just stays bottom. It looked like he wanted to try to go for mid for a second, but you can't give up this bottom tier 1 tower just to the solo lifestealer.
All right, Blitz, this is looking kind of grim for VGJ Thunder, but surely this is kind of what EG has to do with their lineup, right? They've got a Pugna, Viper, Lifestealer. If that doesn't stay, win the laning phase and push towers, I'm not sure what kind of lineup does.
Yeah, this is relatively expected. I think that VGJ is getting outplayed a little bit. Like, they're being run around the map a little more than they like. In an ideal situation, you just have Yang sitting there behind one of his cores, not letting the towers be taken as Misery. Smoked up, looking for something.
A really nice fort there on the high ground. Spots a lot of the VGJ members, all 3 cores in fact.
They should connect to Sumail right now and try to pressure this top tier 2. It's going to draw space away from that bottom lane and allow the Lifestealer to continue to just free farm.
And in turn, what is VGJ trying to do?
And they're trying to just salvage things. Go for these easy picks.
Well, Yang can't die, and that's why he's going to go for the repel. TP out, he'll be fine. Draws a lot of attention. That's helpful. Sylar, okay, they're trying to go for some sort of smoke sunder play, maybe.
A little bit risky here. They're pinging towards mid right
They
now.
want the Viper. Viper would be a huge kill, and the Sunder would be a decent one if they get the ensnare, follow up Sunder with the Metamorphosis. They can very easily bring him down. They just need to make sure they can close that distance a little bit more. Brought back by the Glimpse. That's what DDC is for with the Disruptor, but no, the Viper's actually turning. Sylar's in trouble. They need to finish off here, but they can't do it. Now he's going for the Disruptor as well. Finally, the Riptide will claim his life, but Misery looks to be able to grab the opposing support. DDC juking his way through the trees. Misery's been got. He fails to find the kill and has to circle back.
Well worth it though. It was supposed to just be an easy one-off, but Misery with the immediate TP, at least getting the trade out of it. And just look at the difference in the farm between the Terrorblade and the Lifestealer. EG making so much space at that bottom lane. They keep dragging heroes around. And it's difficult because VGJ, it's not easy for them to get the kill on the Lifestealer, so they just can't even attempt it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just out of range right now, Misery.
Any pickoff would be well worth it for VGJ Thunder right now. They're sitting about 2,000 gold lead behind. Nothing too dramatic,
Dire's
but it is going to start build up.
bottom
Nice
tower is
deny
under
there from Freeze. Every little bit helps right now. Freeze is doing his part as the Brewmaster.
Gets a Drunken Haze on him.
And we've got some key timings coming up, right? Disruptor, level 6. We've also got a Blink Dagger coming in for the Brewmaster. These are really big team fight opportunities for VGJ.
They just haven't really created space for any of the cores.
Yang's going to be caught. They're going to get the combo stuns here. He's not going to be allowed to be able to get up there and repel for a good long while. Purification goes down, but Omni Knight is so tanky. He actually turns and fights this one. He's going to try and go for the kill on Misery, and he's got him too. There's no way Misery can escape. In fact, they're just going to leave him to die, apparently thinking the Thunder Strike is going to be enough. You know, spoilers, it's not quite enough. 6 HP, but still, they bring him back to his doom.
Nice turnaround. They needed something like that. The best way that the Omni can play is just play passive-aggressive, allow people to go on you or one of your cores, then TP in, set the fight. It's really hard for them to get anything started, as we saw.
Yeah, they thought with, like, the combinations of stun that they had from the Dark Willow, they might be able to kill the Omni Knight, but it wasn't even close. He's got 1,300 HP right now.
And if you add up the effective HP with the heal and the wand, probably closer to like 1,700. On top of that, he's got the repel.
A four-man smoke up. They got the blink. Perfect time for VGJ Thunder to pounce.
Oh, they're running
turn
top.
this laning phase around, and if they can get these kills, it could be a tower as well.
They're pinging right now.
They're going to go for the Terrorblade, though. Terrorblade can't die too early. Tries to get the Sunder. He's going to be pounced around. Sumail is going to be caught here by the rotation from VGJ Thunder. But if they're only trading 1-for-1, Thunder is going to be real disappointed about it.
And once again, they lose Sylar in that trap. They thought it was going to be an easy bait. They thought it was just Sumail there. They don't anticipate the damage from this Willow. We're starting to get quite
Dire's middle
farmed.
tower is under attack.
Just below the TB in net worth. And if your objective is to get this TB online, you need to do a better job of protecting him, as they are going to run into crit. They know he's around.
Bought him with a glimpse. He's going to try and just give himself a TP
Pop the
away. The
sleep.
song? Okay. VGJ Thunder are desperate for any pickoff. He does manage to get off the Terrorize, but a Brewmaster is here to be able to slow him down. A Bramble catches up Freeze as well as the stun, but DDC should be able to catch him. Kinetic Field locks him in, and Crit will end up dying. But again, it's just support after support pickoff. VGJ Thunder, they need something bigger. And that's why they're going to head down to this bottom lane with the Brewmaster hidden in the trees with his teleport. Reveals himself now, but doesn't see an opportunity for the blink forward.
The common theme that I notice in a lot of EG games is that oftentimes when they play against a team, the kill score is really close because they're willing to trade out kills for farm for the rest of their cores. And so it fools you into thinking, well, this game is a lot closer than it is, but they do have that 2k gold advantage. The Terrorblade is quite underfarmed. If you're VGJ, this 7-7 does not mean that you're equal in any way in this game so far. But you still have a Terrorblade in a good position. This Omni Knight is very nice against EG's heroes. The repel is going to be very effective for the Terrorblade, making him a hero once again. It's something that Liquid runs often with Mind Control playing the Omni. Miracle on the Terrorblade. We've seen how effective that combo can be, so it's hard to count VGJ out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if you get a Radiance on Lifestealer. I still feel like Terrorblade, that should be a clear outmatch against the Lifestealer and the Viper, right? Such single target focused heroes against a Terrorblade who has that big Sunder. An Omni Knight behind him too. As you said, a dangerous combination here. Crit's gonna be slowed down, caught by the Static Storm, unable to get off the Shadow Realm in time. It's a Decrepify. Buy him a little bit of time, but he's still gonna go down. This time around, VGJ Thunder, they need a core kill out of this, not just a support. It looks like they may have just found Fear, making sure to stay on top of him. Fate's gonna try and dodge damage, gets off the ensnare now. He is gonna end up going down, but Yang managed to get off the heal just barely in time. They need a damage dealer though. Fear, he can fight all these heroes. In fact, Sumail's gonna join him. He's gonna go for the kill on DDC as well. Already blew up one support, gets the other as well off the life drain. Here comes Siler trying to go for Fear. Sunder on just in time, but Fear, he's still alive. It's a Decrepify. Sumail keeps him alive, and VGJ Thunder will all fall.
What a turnaround and Freeze. He's gonna recommit.
He pops the Brewmaster ultimate, wants to be able to go for the Viper kill. Anything out of this, but they're just focusing on the Brewlings. He's all out of them. It's just the Earth Panda.
This was not the commitment that you wanted to make. He needs to get out of here.
He needs to be able to live long enough to be away, but he's not going to be able to do so. A full 5-man wipe, VGJ Thunder. They thought they could kill the Viper. They were just so wrong.
The Decrep and Misery stealing the heal made Fear live for such a long period of time, and Freeze just goes in 1v4, thinks that he can get an easy kill. Maybe he dies for it, but not worth it all, as they're going to lose this top tier 2 tower. And the game, a second ago, it was 2,000 gold. VGJ panic, feel like they have to make a move, but you have the late game. Instead, they commit to something they can't follow through with.
Trying to catch that Viper without one of their primary damage dealers. Siler gets caught here, has no Sunder this time around. Here comes the big damage dealer in the Willow. Sumail dropped a little low, but he'll be okay.
And this is the roughest game that I've seen Siler play this entire tournament.
They are just absolutely destroying this Terrorblade right now. He may be able to match up late game against some of EG's heroes, but they are just not letting him get anywhere close to the amount of farm he's going to need. Taking the pace game against VGJ Thunder. 18 minutes in, almost all the outer towers gone.
This is what VGJ were hoping to avoid. Take some of these fights, alleviate the pressure. But if you're losing the Terrorblade every single one of these engagements, it's not going to be worth it. Maybe if you're trading his farm out, it's okay, but so far that hasn't happened, and now they're going to go for the early Roshan. VGJ on the other side of the map. If they are going to commit to this, they've got to run now.
They need an immediate smoke and a brilliant song from Fate.
They're going to run in. This could be their turnaround moment.
It's going to be a little late. Misery's going to try and block them out of here. Look at him positioning himself aggressively, making sure that no VGJ can get there in time. The song goes out, but it's a bit too late. They just already picked up on the life stealer, and VGJ, they've got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's full retreat mode. That was a committed sleep, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
it was an attempt they had to make.
Yeah. It is kind of getting desperation time for VGJ Thunder in this first game.
Terrorblade can't really fight right now in this position.
Look at Siler. He starts heading down to the bottom lane, but a smoke, that's going to be popped by DDC. Thankfully, it's just going to be the support picked off and not Siler himself.
Storm of soul. None forget the bite. Viper.
And that will be your final tier 2 of VGJ Thunders. That's going to go down Evil Geniuses. Do they even try going high ground here with this first Aegis? Because usually you say, just control the map with the first Aegis.
You go for it. Because when you go high ground against a Terrorblade, it puts you in an awkward position. If you pop meta too early, the enemy team just disengages. And normally your catch follow-up is the sleep, but because you don't have that, there's no real way to set up. And Siler can't really take this fight anyways.
And they've got so much tower damage coming out from Sumail. The tier 3 is already gone. Evil Geniuses. Are they going to push for more here? Yang going to be slowed down, forced to use a repel
Look at
on
RTZ.
himself.
He's just running in, trying to create a barrier so that his team can just hit the racks.
And his Radiance is doing nice damage over time. Yule Scepter goes out. Omni Knight is going to be able to get away, but Sumail just blew up the Brewmaster. Now the Naga Star is going to be done as well. Gets off the images, and they're already done. VGJ Thunder at the 20-minute mark in this grand finals, game 1, have called it.
This looks way too reminiscent of game 1 they had against Infamous, where they picked a little bit too greedy. EG is an even faster team than Infamous. You cannot try to play that kind of style against them. They didn't even really lose to it. They're just like, all right, this game's over.